This is a follow-up to videos 241 and 243, where we redid the drive shafts for Ray Guy's. It's a 78 or 79 F-250 HighBoy style Ford, and the truck originally was divorce transfer case with a 460 and a 203 full-time four-wheel drive with a C6 automatic, but it was a divorce transfer case. And he changed it to a 205 bolted to the back of the transmission so he could have hubs, but the transmission stayed the same. So I redid the rear shaft, and that was successful. The front shaft, come to find out, the CV head, now he had a CV shaft that was in the truck previously, and it worked on a 203, but come to find out after further, he tried to install it, the CV head was hitting the oil pan rail of the C6, and further investigation by both of us determined that the setup he's running now, it works mint, but it doesn't have the traditional transition piece between the transmission and the transfer case, and literally this 205 is bolted to the back of the transmission. There's no place for the CV head to live, and it was literally hitting the oil pan rail. You couldn't even bolt it in, and so this is the way around that problem. The truck drives fine the way he's got it set up. Front drive shaft problem, but he's going to hubs. So the first attempt was this. I found a 1330 series weld yoke for 2-inch 120 tubing, but that revealed another problem, is that the yoke that was on the transfer case couldn't articulate enough. So I took the yoke off the transfer case. He took it off and brought it to me, and I modified that. I'll try and slip some pictures in here of that, but I modified, I don't have a yoke here to describe it, but I modified it so it had clearance enough to be able to spin, whereas the CV head went out and down. This just goes down from there, and the angle isn't even really that bad, but take my word for it, it was not going to work. So we fit it up, and this is going to be the solution. He has hubs. He's going to turn the hubs out. This truck is going to be lightly used in four-wheel drive. This is a nice old truck that he's going to have to enjoy, not to beat the crap out of. So this is going to be a win. And we've done our due diligence on this one and modified the transmission yoke, well, the front output yoke, and the whole bit. So this is 1330, simple drive shaft, no CV head, obviously, and it's 2-inch 120. It literally is the same slip yoke that I had on the CV shaft. I just popped it off there. So, as always, she's tuned up. Crank the throttle here. That's 3,000 RPM. Up. Nice cranking. 0 at the transfer case, 0 at the front axle. This thing will never see that kind of speed because, like I said, the truck's it is gonna have hubs, or it has hubs. And so this is gonna be a win for this, and get this resolved, and we'll move forward and get some paint on this and put this puppy to bed.